So what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Look what I found. 2020 Chevy Silverado heavy duty, and it's a 3500. Let's get started. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and drive this thing. This is my first time driving a 2020 Chevy Silverado. Now, I used to work at a dealership that sold Chevy, the Chevy brand, and it had Cadillac too. I used to love driving the Chevy Silverado 25 and 3500s. When I drive this truck and when I listen to the engine, it's just so quiet. Like, this truck is so quiet. You almost forget you're driving a diesel. It really is too quiet for me almost. Love the interior, very clean. Hey, I think sometimes when people get inside of trucks, we forget what trucks are really all about. Trucks are all about capability. We have to get off this mindset of, oh man, it doesn't have the 12-inch or whatever, who cares? This interior works. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a 2020 Silverado 3500 single rear wheel 4-wheel drive LTZ crew cab. That's a mouthful. Now, this truck was painted with the Summit White, black interior, and it was equipped with this optional Duramax diesel with a 10-speed Allison transmission. Some of your standard equipment is going to be listed right here. One thing I would like to point out for the exterior is that it does have LED headlights and fog lights for this generation. In the previous generation, that was not even available in higher trim packages. And to look at the options, you have that Duramax diesel, $9,890. And that's about average. I mean, that's a really good price for a diesel engine, especially having that Allison transmission with 10 speeds. That's actually not a huge price increase to have that. Now, the LTZ does make it a little bit more interesting for the interior. It gives you those bucket seats up front, ventilated seats, rear sliding power window, and it does have the heated second row too, and it has a power up-down tailgate. If you would like to have the polished aluminum wheels that are 20-inch, it will cost you $1,400. So originally I thought this gooseneck and fifth wheel package was kind of expensive for $1,340, but then as I read a little bit further in, it does give you, of course, the puck system, which is the bed holes and the caps, 7-pin trailer harness, and it gives you a spray-in bed liner with a bed view camera. Now, that's actually a pretty good price when you add in those two options there too. Now, the convenience package 2 is going to give you navigation, Bose, and a wireless charging station. This truck was equipped with a sunroof at $995, and it does have that interior convenience package, $495. It's going to basically give you that console insert organizer tray, rear under seat storage, and all-weather floor liners. Now, I do like this dark essential package. It really looks good on the outside. I can't wait to show that to you. But it has the black nameplates, black bow tie, and then the black tailgate lettering. Now, this truck does have the high idle switch, which is an option for $200. Snow prep pack is actually a really good option to have because it does increase your front gross axle weight rating, and it gives you some skid plates, roof emergency lighting. And last but not least, you have the LED roof marker lamps, which is only $55. Now, in the comment section, I really want to know your guys' thoughts on this. This truck has a 342 axle, and I remember a lot of guys on the Ram side did not like that. So what do you guys think? I mean, this truck, has some pretty impressive towing numbers as it is. But what do you guys think about that 342 rear end? Now, they did give this truck a gross vehicle weight rating of 12,100 pounds. Total options, $17,665, with a total vehicle price, $73,760. Now, keep in mind, there is a high country that is available, for the Chevy Silverado heavy duties also. So keep that in mind, that this truck is actually a little bit more expensive. I believe it tops out at about $77,000, $78,000, which is still really good for this price point. I want to say that Silverado is the cheapest heavy duty truck that you can buy. One thing I like so far is it has really good visibility. The only part of the cab that kind of is in the way is that C-pillar back there. I mean, for this not being a really big cab, I mean, there's definitely a blind spot right there, but it's not too bad. And I'm still dialing in everything. You have a telescoping steering wheel, and
because of that, you can really adjust the seat where you really want it to be. I mean, I have this kind of out a little bit more, and I have the seat back because I like to have my arms stretched out. But overall, it's really quiet. Not a lot of wind noise. These power tow mirrors, I love them. And I can definitely tell that there's a difference when you have them out. The steering feels a little vague though. I mean, I'm going 65 miles an hour, and I don't feel as though the steering is tight enough. And I almost wonder if they should like kind of add that in the future for the steering to be a little bit more tighter. Let me get this bad boy up to 75. Acceleration, I'm doing 80 miles an hour. This truck has a lot of power. I mean, 445 horsepower, 910 pound-feet of torque. This truck can get up and go. I mean, I'm gonna hit it one more time. Let me get it up to 90. Yeah, this truck, it has a lot of power. I'm doing 95 miles an hour. No problem getting up there at all. I mean, but again, this steering's just a little vague. Now, if you don't know, for this model year, I mean, they have a new frame, they have a new drivetrain for the most part. The engine for the diesel is the only thing that they did not change, but they really didn't have to, because this has a lot of power to really get a lot of heavy loads up and going. And you do have a 6.6 liter gas engine. I believe it has 401 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. Don't hold me to it. I'll make sure I put it in the description here. But overall, this truck is really quiet. I mean, let me turn the AC off so I can really feel how quiet this thing is. Turn the AC seats off too. This doesn't even feel like a diesel engine. And this is how the previous generation was. I've driven a lot of those trucks, and having that diesel engine, it really did not feel as if you're driving a diesel. Even at idling, this truck doesn't move any. It's just it's like it's a gas. And I think that's what's so cool about the Duramax, is that they really have refined it to really be very upscale for people who don't want a loud truck, who just want something a little bit more subtle. I mean, if you look at the other brands, they're a little bit louder than this, but this truck is just really, really, really refined. So currently right now I'm sitting in the back seat, and I want to point out how much headroom you have back here. I mean, just to give you a comparison, I mean, they give you an indentation in the back roof here to give you a little bit more head space. This truck was equipped with a sunroof. I would like to see one without one to see how much space you could gain by not having that. In the rear too, they do give you the heated seats, as you saw on the window sticker. They give you 2 USB ports. They give you Type A, Type C, and they just give you a regular standard outlet here. They do give you air vents for the rear occupants too, and they have a almost flat floor surface below. One thing I like that they did was they carried over these little storage pockets in the seat backs in the rear seat. And for the most part, I mean, you have a really, again, subtle, nice interior for a truck, and a lot of space to feel comfortable, I would say. And even on the door, they give you this really nice aluminum style look on the door handle. Very nice high gloss wood trim, and again, a lot of hard plastic, but they do give you some leather vinyl material right here that's really soft to the touch. I just checked out getting in and out of this truck. This floor surface right here is pretty flat also, so you don't really have to lift your leg up too much to get inside the truck. On the side of the rear passenger door, they do give you some storage with a place to put a cup, and I lifted up this chair to see that they have a lot of storage. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this design. It's very cheap, very flimsy plastic, but you have a lot of storage back here, and it's pretty tall too. So if you want to put some tools back here, you should be able to. And then of course they give you some more storage with a divider. I almost wonder if you can get a large floor jack inside of here. That'd be a good test to do. I have one at my house. Maybe I'll bring one with me one day. In the center console for the rear, you do have some cup holders with the space to put your phone. And as you saw in the window sticker too, you do have a power sliding rear glass.
Now moving up front to the passenger side, you do have some storage for the side door with some cup holders. Again, you have that nice wood trim that follows back in the back with leather trim on the side of the door. And as I mentioned, man, these seats are really comfortable. I mean, take a look at that. I mean, really nice seats. Tons of ways you can adjust the passenger side. They give you more storage to put your junk in. And again, everything feels pretty soft to the touch too. But I will tell you, man, this is a dark interior. It's really dark. I do like the fact that they give you this little pocket up here to put things into. And I didn't show it to you out back, but you do have 2 cup holders for your rear occupants too that you can actually steal from them if you need to.
One thing I've noticed about this truck is that the passenger seat does not shake. Like in my Ram that I have, this seat shakes. And I've thought about taking it in to get maybe like to see, just to check the alignment, just to make sure the tires are balanced. But I mean, this truck is definitely a little bit more refined, I think, than my Ram is. You know, and as I mentioned, I mean, overall interior, it's very subtle. It's nothing in your face. It's not extravagant. It all works. I mean, I would like to have seen them maybe put a little bit less hard plastics in here. But this is an LTZ, so you do have a high country. I would have to maybe test that one to see if there's any difference in how they lay out the interior, because I have a top of the line Ram truck, and you really can't compare the LTZ to that. You have to go up to the high country.
All right, guys, so the very first thing I want to show you up front is this screen. I mean, it has such a high resolution. I'm going to put the camera down to see if I can show you guys just how great this resolution of the screen is. Going into the backup camera, as you see, you have a really high resolution screen. Very, very colorful too. And they give you the guidance lines if you're backing up. Now moving over to the cargo camera, this is what you get if you opt for that fifth wheel and gooseneck prep package. I'm not aware if you can get that camera as a standalone if you do not want that package. I'm sure you can. Now another camera view that they have is if you're hooking up to your traditional hitch on your truck too. Now these two are grayed out. Now this seems to be a backup camera for your trailer that you can add, and they have a camera that you can add inside of your trailer. Now this button is going to change your camera views over here, so you can do a straight line if you need to back up to your trailer, or if you would like to put it inside of a parking space, you can do that, and you can turn them both off if you like to, as you can see there. I'm not going to spend too much time on this system, but I want to show you a few things. You do have a home button that you can go to. It's going to show you your radio or any kind of audio that you're listening to with your navigation off to the side. If you hit it again, it'll take you back to this screen. And you have, of course, your settings, navigation, phone, audio, and you have a quick menu on the bottom here too. If you're using your truck's Wi-Fi, you can see it right here. It shows you how many bars you have, shows you the climate, and it shows you the time. Very nicely laid out. I love the fact that you still have climate on the screen, but if you're like me, you don't like to use the screen for everything, they do give you some options down here. It gives you pretty much everything that you need. You can turn it off. You have your dual climate control. You can put auto on. You can sync it back together. You can change where the fan blows at. So many different ways you can control that. If you want to change your seat settings for like your heating or your ventilated seats, they're right here. I will like to say I like having these buttons outside of the screen. I hate having to go inside the screen to turn these buttons on, so I like that they laid them out still here on the truck. And just below your seats, you do have your diesel exhaust brake, and turns it on and off. That's the only option you have. You can either have it on or have it off. And you can actually control your tailgate from here too. And you can do your cautions, traction control, and if you need to use your charger, you can use it for that there. A little bit further down from there, you do have your trailer brake, some USBs, Type A and Type C, and your standard power outlet, and you just saw that you had your outlet here off to the side. One thing I like about this truck that really follows it around is the simplicity of it. I mean, I like how they laid everything out. And then you have a little screen right down here. I'm just going to show you guys some of the options that you have. You have fuel range, oil life, tire pressure, air filter life, brake pad life, which is pretty cool. And you have fuel economy, fuel filter life, DEF, and info page options. And it scrolls all the way back out to the top. And the way I'm controlling this is I'm using this little toggle switch right here, and then I'm going to go to the right now. That way you guys can see the other options you have. You can look at your audio, navigation, shows you where you are and what direction you're heading, phone, and you can actually set this screen up however you want to also. And then you have to scroll to the left in order for it to go to the beginning. I'm pretty sure you can customize this home screen here to show what you need to show here. But you do have your compass down there. You can see the cruise control. I'm going to turn it off right now. You can see it go away there. If you would like to put the truck in four-wheel drive or four-low, two-wheel drive or auto, you can do that. You can see it changing. And to see your modes for your tow haul mode or for your regular normal mode or your off-road mode, you can do that too. So many ways you can really customize this truck and dial it into where you need it to be at. So here's a toggle for your headlights. You have automatic headlights, you have spot for your side markers and for your full headlights. I'm not sure what this does. I do know that this is going to be for your fog lights because it pops up inside of your tachometer here, right there. There you go. It's right there. And you also have your bed light. So in time we'll find out what this button here does. On the side of the door you do have your seat memories. You can actually adjust your mirrors up top here. You can do left or right. And then this is a toggle switch for that. And if you'd like to extend the mirrors out or in, they're going to come in right now. This center button here will do that for you. Now you can close the mirrors too if you'd like. You do have auto up and down for the front glass, and you just have your standard down, but you have to hold it to come back up though.
So far the brakes have been really good on the truck too. I had to hit the brakes from like 65 to about 30 because someone pulled out in front of me. I had to slow down a little bit, and the brakes feel really, really tight. They don't feel spongy. I think that if you're in the market for a truck like this, the one thing that you will like about it is really how quiet it is. That's the biggest thing that sticks out to me. I feel like this interior is really refined. The seats don't shake in here. Now the mirrors have a little bit of a shimmy, so I'm not a really huge fan of that. It's really just the glass part on both sides. It's just shaking like this. But apart from that, I mean, this truck is quiet, really easy to see out of. If you have the mirrors, set up the way you want, they work well. I don't see that they have blind spot monitoring, but that's not a huge deal. I mean, this truck is really easy to drive. You can really see around it really well. You can see in your blind spots. You have the spot mirrors. And yeah, I mean, again, everything's laid out well. I really think that Chevy did a good job. They didn't do anything groundbreaking in the interior, but the exterior of this truck really screams like heavy duty truck. Like, they don't look like the half tons anymore. I love that they did that. And it's just something to be said that they really want to be contenders because they have really raised the bar on their capacities. I mean, even on the 3/4 ton truck, they actually raised the gross vehicle weight rating, and I think they did that to kind of give it more payload capacity to tow more of a larger trailer, like a fifth wheel. Now, of course, if you want to tow a fifth wheel with a 3/4 ton, you're probably going to have to look at a base model truck, but yeah, this truck has a really decent size payload capacity, which I'm going to show you here in a second. One thing I noticed from driving this truck is I have a lot of space for my legs. As I mentioned, I have long legs. So whenever I drive a car, my legs tend to never be comfortable. But I mean, I have my legs spread out pretty well, and they're not hitting the center console. They're not hitting the door on this side. I really feel like I'm really comfortable in this truck. I do notice that the steering wheel is a little bit smaller, or maybe it just feels smaller. I don't know. Maybe it just feels smaller. But I find that the steering wheel is a little small, a little thin too. It's not as thick as I like to have them too. They have like a lot of driving modes too. Let's see what they have. They have tow haul mode, they have off-road, they have normal. So if you want to take this truck off-road, you have that. Of course, if you need to tow a trailer, you have that tow haul mode too. They do use automatic four-wheel drive too. I like that they do that. No one else is really, I don't think my truck has automatic. you have 4-low, of course you have 2-wheel driving, and of course you have 4-low if you get really stuck somewhere. Alright guys, so as you know, this is going to be a 6.6 liter Duramax, made it to a 10-speed Allison transmission. This engine is good for 445 horsepower, 910 pound-feet of torque, and it has a functioning hood scoop. You can kind of see where that air gets routed into the intake right here. Really cool. Now tell me what you guys think. A lot of people are like on the fence about the front end styling. I love it. It looks aggressive, it looks mean. It's a heavy duty truck, man. I love the way it looks. And the chrome actually ties in well with this overall truck too. I mean, you do have the black emblems, which, I don't know, it might be colliding a little bit. And I figured out what that button does. That button's for these little LEDs up front here. You can see them on. They're really bright too. And these are going to be 20-inch wheels that are optional for this truck. And tell me what you guys think about those tow mirrors also. They are not extended, by the way, too. I put them back in. And I love the design for the clearance lamps up top. Moving a little bit closer, you do have an incandescent bulb inside here, but you do have an LED strip off to the side here. Now this is going to be an all LED headlight for high and low beam with some more accent LED lights around it, and you're going to have a projector style fog lamp up front too. One thing I love that they did for this generation is that they gave it this bed step. I'm very interested to see how long it lasts because it is hard plastic. And it is very easy to use to get inside of the bed actually too. So if you're hooking up a trailer or hooking up your fifth wheel, let's just say, it definitely does make it easier to lock in your kingpin. And I do know, because this is going to be a 1-ton truck, they do give some overload leaf springs. They give it 2. And of course you just have your standard leaf pack down here. And as you saw on the window sticker too, you do have a 342 rear axle. And that's going to really help get you the best fuel economy out there. I mean, having a 10-speed transmission, having a 342 rear axle, I mean, you're really going to probably get easily in the 20s if you're doing highway driving. I like how they designed the rear roof of it. It looks like it has like a spoiler on it too. And you can't see that backup camera for the bed of the truck. It's not really a backup camera. I shouldn't call it that. It's really like a cargo camera. That's really what it's really supposed to be called. You do have a dampened tailgate, and as you saw on the window sticker, the spray and bed liner, that cargo camera, and the fifth wheel and gooseneck prep package all came together. Now they do give you actually a 7-pin and a 4-pin. You have your LED lights on the side. It looks like the only way you can turn them on is inside of the truck. I would like to see them put something out here where you can turn it on, but they make up for it because on this side they give you a 400-watt power outlet. Be good for your power tools if you're doing some work. Now I do have the key, and I want to see how this works. So you have to hit the button 2 times. If you hold it, it will close it back. I don't know if you guys saw. Let me just let it go all the way back down again. And in order for it to go back up again, you have to hold the button down. So pretty cool. They give you additional steps in the rear built into the bumper. I've always loved how big the tailpipe is for the Chevy and GM trucks. They look really aggressive. I do notice that they carried over the taillights from the half tons, but it's not a bad thing. They look good. They look really good. And let me just show this to you guys. I did have to put fuel in this today, so I want to show you how I did it. You have this little cord that actually goes inside, which I really like. And if you need to, you can hang it right here. Really easy to use, and really easy, simple, clean design too. And you can do the same for
your DEF, although it's not long enough to reach. So you probably just have to put it in there. There you go. So you can just hide it in there. There you go.
Last thing I want to mention about this truck when it comes down to driving it really isn't a stiff truck. I mean, it really does have a very, very composed ride. You almost have to remind yourself that you're driving a 1-ton truck. I mean, this is a 3500, and the manufacturers have done a really good job of making these trucks very comfortable to drive. Now, in terms of, you know, squatting, if you're using a trailer, I will have to probably one day check that out with this truck. I believe this truck uses the same puck system that my truck has, so I'm going to see if my ball will fit in here, and if I have a chance, maybe I'll do a test where I can see how much this truck will squat with my trailer, and maybe I can even check out the tow mirrors too. But again, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. On my channel, I always show you these numbers to you every time. That way, if you are in the market to tow with these trucks, you have a good understanding of what each truck is going to weigh, what the options and features that came with it. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 12,100 pounds. Chevy goes out their way to show you the gross carrying weight rating. No other manufacturer that I know of does this, which is 29,700 pounds. Rear gross axle weight rating is going to be 7,250 pounds. Curb weight is going to be 8,338 pounds. That's pretty heavy. Now, it does show the max payload here, but this sticker is actually a little bit different, and it's showing it to be 3,761 pounds. And just below, they do show you some numbers for the towing numbers here also. But hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful, and as time goes on, I will do more videos on this truck. I wanted to just quickly show this truck to you. I found this truck at my old dealership, wanted to show it to you really quickly, and I'm glad I got a chance to really drive it and really get a feel for this truck overall. I love the truck, it rides well, and I feel like if you were to tow with something like this, you would have no problems towing a 13,000 pound fifth wheel with this truck. Thank you guys so much for watching.